Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Jan Moses back with my third upload of the day, and I've saved the best for last. We're back with the podcast, critically acclaimed. And the main reason why I think he's critically acclaimed is because of my podcast co-host. He has a lot of scathing hot takes that he has, whether it's about the content or lack thereof in MyTeam or Raymond Felton and everything in between. My boy Harry is back. Harry, how are you, good sir? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. It's great to be back. You know, it's funny. I feel like every time we do this, like Jan and I will talk before the podcast, and it's always such a positive, uplifting conversation. And then we go right into 2K, and I feel like it all falls flat. So, but it's great to be back. I'm honored that after 3 or 4 uploads today, you're making the time to do it with the great co-host Harrison or Harry, as whatever you want to call me. So
That's
yeah, it's
right.
great to be back. I'm excited for the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have you back. The agenda for today shouldn't be all that involved, hopefully, because just, full disclosure, it's the first day of Season 3, and Harry and I want to get into some TT Online co-op and then some Park. So We're going to try to keep this pretty brief. We want to start by very, very briefly talking about Season 2, and that's why I'm going to pour myself a drink, because Season 2 is, painful. So let's, I want to quickly throw it to Harry because, at the start, a lot of bourbon. At the start of Season 2, when we did our preview pod for the season, Harry's prediction, well, I should say his preliminary grade was a 0 out of 10. And I wanted to know, has that grade stayed the same? Has it improved? Has it somehow gotten worse? Harry, what are your final thoughts on Season 2 as we are now in Season 3?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like last podcast I eviscerated 2K in Season 2 and everything, and I hate to say it, but I stand with my grade. It was an abomination of a season. I barely played MyTeam after I hit level 40 in the first couple weeks of the game. Not even of just not wanting to there was nothing to do. And I think the worst part was we were seeing the pace of 2K and what they were going to do going forward. We were seeing the best cards being locked into sets. We were seeing the fact that we were going to be always way behind in grinding game modes for rubies in Season 2, and now we're grinding for amethyst in Season 3. That didn't make sense. You kind of saw that backtone, and you saw that that's where the game was going. There was nothing in. I mean, we saw promos that were so lackluster. Their Halloween promo was nothing. It wasn't even a Halloween promo. We saw the 2K in-season tournament being just a pay-to-win thing, and then you look at Park, and it's all pop rainbows and gun drops because they're having these awesome promos, whether they're trick-or-treating in Halloween or they're getting to play an in-season tournament in the My Career. They're doing fun stuff. And then I'm looking at, even beyond the scope of 2K, I'm looking at games like Madden and FIFA and how they're having a lot of fun, and the game might not be perfect for them, but they're at least having these awesome promos for the holidays. And it's sad that I'm looking at them and I'm saying do I regret getting MyTeam? Should I have just stuck with the muck game and had fun? So I don't know. It was a letdown, and I think I was telling Jan Season 3, we'll get into it, is there's no light at the end of the tunnel that's gonna appear. It's not good. But I think taking those weeks off of MyTeam kind of refreshed me in a way. I'm more excited to kind of just play a basketball game, just to play the basketball game. I'm not excited really for much going into Season 3, but so I think I'll play a lot more, at least in the beginning. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, no, I'm sticking with the 0 or a -1, whatever number I gave it, because it was awful. It was demotivating, and the fact that it really made me ashamed of playing this game. And it sucks to say, because I want to be able to get on with Jan and be able to play with him, play co-op, do all sorts of stuff, but I didn't have that motivation. So what were your thoughts on, or did your grade change, or did it remain the same?
That's a very good question. Cause I believe I gave it a 1, and the reason why I gave it a 1 was because I was somewhat hopeful that maybe 2K would give us some engageable content or engaging content in terms of players that we could grind for from sets. And I think I touched on this very early on when the season dropped, because right when Season 2 started, we had the Liftoff program come in with Michael Jordan as the first purchasable diamond from the player market, and relatively quickly through the Liftoff equal chance agendas, I want to say, that we had, I was able to get I believe I got Carmelo Anthony on the very first Sunday of season 2. So like 2 days into season 2, because I was able to get George Mikan, and the combination of players that I got from the challenges and from the agendas led to me having the majority of the players needed to get Carmelo. So I ended up getting Carmelo Anthony and Kawhi Leonard, because Marc Gasol was the deal of the day that Sunday as well, immediately, which was really nice as someone who did not really spend any MT on his lineup at all. To add, at that point, 2 of the premier wing options into the game was awesome. And then I feel like after that, it really, really fell off a cliff. NBA is back. That event was fun until I got Malcolm Brogdon. You can ask Harry how I felt about that. Freaky, to Harry's point, really wasn't that engaging of a program. I'll give them credit for giving us some free amethysts, like the Sean Livingston, the Steve Smith, the Sean Bradley, but those cards paled in comparison to the Diamond Chet Holmgren and Magic Johnson and Paul George, even the Brandon Ingram. I would have taken a Diamond Brandon Ingram over any of the amethysts that we got, obviously, as part of the grindable aspect of the Freaky program. The NBA tournament battles, I will say, I think is the only part of season 2 that I'm a little more bullish on. The only thing, again, I wish, like, when the tournament battles program launched, I would have given it a D-, borderline F, because this is Friday content that they're giving us, and the way they're selling it to us is, if you want to engage with this content, we're going to give you a couple of free packs to get random players from the 30 emeralds, but we're going to put 30 emeralds into the player market. They're going to cost 15k each, and which is significantly more than emeralds were costing in season 2. And there was no other way to really grind for them outside of grinding for those 2 free packs that we got.
Yeah, and if I can quickly interject,
Sure.
I think it says a lot about my team that, like, and I got that sense from you when it first started, that you were definitely upset by like, I guess you could say, the promo, but you were more upset that, like, we get limited in my team, and the fact that this is taking away from the Friday content, and that's a good point. It's like we're not getting a ton of content every week in my team, so the fact that this is replacing something that could normally benefit us was sad,
Yeah, no, it was really sad. I mean, it would have been really nice if we could have put this into like a Spotlight Sims, but instead 2K opted to not do that, which is very, very unfortunate. But the way they've been upgrading the players so far has been pretty nice. I just wish that the Evo requirements didn't involve getting blocks and steals with players. I mean, I think the funniest thing is you have like a Diamond Bobby Portis who needs steals, and then you have a Diamond Benedict Mathurin who needs blocks. And Mathurin has like a 37 block. And Bobby Portis, I love Bobby Portis, New York Knicks legend Bobby Portis. Why should I be trying to get steals with a 6'11" power forward? It just makes no sense to me. But
Yep.
The final Evos look cool. I mean, Josh Hart, who I have currently. Really happy that I have him. He can be evoed up to an amethyst, and it makes me even more excited to watch the in-season tournament, because now I know that if the Knicks win, I'm gonna have a diamond Josh Hart on my team, which is awesome. But the only issue is I need to get a block with him, and he's 6'4". I blocked Trae Young once, and then I didn't block him again in the next 10 games that I played the other day. So I may never get him up to a sapphire, let alone an amethyst. The rest of the season was basically nothing. Like, we had 3-0 promos. I'm sorry. Showtime was a dud. Swagger was a dud. Level Up was a dud. No one cares about Dwight Howard. And then the Majestic program is cool, but you have the allure of being able to grind for a set. When in all honesty, the LeBron cost what 100k less than the Giannis.
Yep.
So I feel like those programs were masquerading as programs where you can grind for half the set, but the half that you grinded for was significantly cheaper than the other half that you had to actually go out and buy, which, again, very, very frustrating. I want to also quickly, before we move on to Season 3 stuff, I want to touch on Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving, I liked some of the exchanges. I think a lot of people were very negative of it, and I think it was okay. I don't think it was anything great. It could have been so much better. I think the packs that we got for winning every game could have had much better rewards. I mean, I got a mural piece in like 80 to 90% of my packs, which is nice, but I would have liked it if I could have gotten other things in it besides like a random bronze badge or a bronze injury card, which I don't really care about. And then the headliner at like 11 a.m. on Friday, on Black Friday, is a special edition Jeremy Lin where they slashed his price down to 35k VC when he was never in the auction house or player market or whatever to begin with. So how can you slash the price of a player who was never on the player market before? That makes no sense to me. That's literally like, that would be like if a car manufacturer put, like a new car on the market and said you're going to be able to get this car at a discount, but you can't say at a discount when the car was not on the market before. That makes no sense to me. So Thanksgiving, again, I thought it was okay, but they could have done so much better. I'm going to leave it at a 1. I mean, I don't really want to give it a 0 because I personally feel like if I give it a 0, I don't feel like giving negative numbers. That would be me leaving no room for other seasons to come in and be worse than this one. This was a pretty forgettable season. I did not enjoy it really that much at all. I think the reason why I have a million MT is mostly because of the Thanksgiving, but also because there was nothing for me to really buy,
Yeah.
And so,
And you know what? I'll add one quick thing.
sure.
I will say, because I didn't really play my team towards, like, I was home also for Thanksgiving, so I didn't have the time to really get on. I don't think, yes, I think it was lazy and, like, they could have done more like other sports games. But I think the fact that alone that they gave the community the ability to make a free 75k from the 25k locker code and the 50k set that you can get the free diamond from, I think that was okay. So I mean, I
Yeah.
wish there was more to it, but I mean, listen, that's better than other stuff 2K has done in the past. But I really hope, especially for, I mean, because I know in the past they've done really cool locker codes for stuff like Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I hope, like, I remember in the old 2Ks, you had the chance to do a locker code for a ball drop. I think it was for Christmas for all like the pink diamonds in the game. So I really hope they do that in towards like the holidays instead of just giving MT. But if they're gonna give something, I think 75k is not a bad benchmark for not really doing much at all. So I'll give 2K a little props on that. But like I
Yeah.
said, could be better.
Yeah, I mean, that's the main reason why. Like, there was MT that was earnable, and while the diamonds that the majority of us got weren't great, I think the majority of people got Diamond Josh Smith or Diamond Tyrese Maxey like I did. I was okay with it because, I've seen a number of people on, 2K's, the MyTeam subreddit and on Twitter getting guys like Joel Embiid and Jaylen Brown. Like, I would have loved to have gotten a Jaylen Brown. Although Jaylen Brown would eventually be replaced by Pink Diamond Jimmy Butler whenever I get him, which I think is a pretty solid segue to go into Season 3. Season 3, coming into it, Harry and I wanted to do a podcast, and I think mostly because of me, my schedule this week was very, very difficult, unfortunately. We were not able to get together and put out a video on the blog that came out, covering what was to come in NBA 2K24's Season 3. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to give our thoughts on Season 3 right now on day 1. I'm not going to put the blog up. I'm going to go basically section by section in the blog. I'm going to show, or at least do my best to show what was in the blog on your screen right now, with, I guess, more content. Like if we're going to talk about the NBA 2K 25th anniversary program, I'll show the players. And if we're going to talk about the level rewards, I'm going to show the level rewards. And I want to start with the latter. Harry, coming into the blog, we saw a graphic of 40 NBA players as part of NBA 2K's 25th anniversary being celebrated in MyTeam. And they mentioned in the blog that we were going to be getting one player. Basically, the players would go up by 1 overall each time. We're going to get one player for every level that we go up. And my fear, and I believe I mentioned this to Harry when I read this, was, is this going to be all we're going to get in the basic pass? Is all we're going to get going to be the players at every single level, or are we going to still get the MyTeam multipliers? Are we going to get the MT? Are we going to get the option packs like we had the legendary path option packs? Are we going to get things like that? I was even worried that the premium pass, like the pro pass, was only going to have Evo versions of every single card. I did not know that only a few of these cards had Evos, like the DeMar DeRozan and the Zach LaVine. We come onto the game today, and I come to find that if you only have the basic pass, you don't get any MyTeam multipliers, you don't get any additional MT, you don't get any option packs. The only thing you get for leveling up are these players, and I'm not going to go through the ratings. There are plenty of other MyTeam YouTubers who have done that. So all I'm going to tell you is that the ratings are all awful for the majority, if not all, of these players. So Harry, I want to give the floor to you. How shocked are you that the only reward that we're getting for the basic season pass in Season 3 are these players?
Yeah, I'm honestly I think this is listen, I'm very I'm not shocked a lot with 2K because I just you kind of expect the worst kind of thing with 2K, but this was like this is next level just awful. Like I was flabbergasted at this. I think the fact that like I told Jan, I was like you know if you were getting all rubies leading up to amethyst and then diamonds and whatnot, I would have complained about that because we should not be getting rubies as rewards this late in the game. And the fact that we're getting 65 overall players, like it's so bad. Like this is beyond bad. This is like borderline tone deaf where it's like this is beyond them just trying to make money from the pro pass. This shows how like warped the 2K devs are and that they're so out of touch with what we want because it's awful. I mean, even the diamonds like Monte Ellis and Amari, like listen, I'm a Knicks fan. It's cool to have Amari, but all those diamonds are awful compared to what we could be getting. Like so I mean, let's be honest, and I said it to Jen, the rewards normally suck. There's really nothing great up until the last few for level 40. But at least I would look forward to the extension every time because it's fun and you can make a lot of MT from it just from yeah, like most of the time I don't even care about the card. I just care about the MT you can get. So the fact that literally have nothing to look forward to because I don't care about the diamonds, I don't care about the amethyst, I don't care about this. I'm not gonna care about the 65. Like, why are we getting sapphires and gold? Like, they're not even 65 overall players in the game anymore. They took
Yeah.
out bronze players from the game and silver players. So why are we even why are we taking a step back? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
And
and
the
to
fact that
interject for
now
a
that
second, because Harry, we've had programs like this before in the more recent My Teams that I've played, like the zero gravity program. Now, albeit that came out in like what was it, January, February, March, where we had to basically get a player every single day to get the Galaxy Opal or Dark Matter Richard Jefferson. But even the low tier cards in that program, the golds, the emeralds, even the sapphires, they had more badges. They were better than your average golds. These players, I mean, I'll pull up the Giannis Antetokounmpo's ratings. I mean, these players are abjectly awful. I mean, the Giannis 65 overall, I was thinking they'd at least give him, like 80 speed, 75 speed. And this Giannis card has 60 speed. I mean, he's awful. I mean, he's genuinely
yeah.
an awful card.
No, it's so there's nothing to look forward to, and it's like I honestly, and the one thing I didn't realize until I was watching Jan's stream today is that they took away the My Team multipliers for
Yes.
XP, which is like the best part because I mean I listen, it was kind of unfair last time. I was able to get the level 40 in like a couple weeks just from grinding clutch time offline with my you can get like 2 level ups per multiplier, but still it's like again, look at Park. Like this is gonna be my catchphrase throughout every podcast. Look at Park. They get to keep their boost and they can have
Yeah.
fun grinding that and grinding level 40. And my team gets screwed once again with awful rewards. Like it sounds dumb, but like listen, I'd be so content with a Santa. I'm Jewish and I think the Santa mascot is pretty cool. So
Yeah.
the fact that they get like different green light animations and they get the best is like the gold setter. I think the gold floor setter is better than any level 40 thing we could get in my team, but it's like they get so many cool rewards on that side of the field, and then in my team we just get nothing. So now we no longer get multipliers. So they're literally just incentivizing you to use your multipliers in park and rec. It doesn't make sense. That's why I feel like there's like a disconnect because by doing this, they're telling people like me. I said to Jan earlier, I was like, all right, this is more of a reason that we should be grinding park and rec this season so we can get to level 40. There's no reason to play my team if we're not getting the multipliers. So it's like it doesn't make sense. I'm astonished. I really am because like I said, it could have literally been level 1 to level 35 all amethyst leading up to diamonds, and I would have said this is awful because it's not. We don't need amethyst, and now we're getting 65 overalls. Am I missing something? Like this is awful. Like it really is. Look at any other game. Look at Madden. Look at FIFA. Look at any game, and they actually have really good rewards for leveling up. And like, I mean, listen, I'm not even a Butler fan. I hate Butler, so I'm not even excited for that as a level 40 reward. But I mean, still, it's like I'm more excited about getting the gold floor setter. Like, if there's one reason why I'm gonna grind the levels this season, it's literally for that. There's nothing in my team in this entire level 1 to level 40 that I care about, and that's you know It's a shame. So like
Yeah.
again, it's why am I playing my team? Like I'm gonna play just because it's a basketball game and that I've already come so far. But it's like what is there to gain? Am I gonna play the game modes for rubies that don't mean anything, or am I gonna care about grinding to level 40 just so I can get a bunch of awful rewards leading up to Butler, who I don't care about? Some people do. Listen, I get that, but it's unacceptable that level 1 through 39 will be unusable on your team. So it's
Yeah.
like I don't know. I could talk about it for hours, but this is like I think this is like the lowest moment for 2K because it's such a disconnect moment, you know.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't want to really rehash what you said, but all I'll say is I'm with you. I am actually shocked. I did not think like.
No, literally, I said like, and I think Jan. Sorry to cut you off,
No,
but
you're
I
good.
just want to quickly like emphasize like Jan and I feel like both of us agree that our attitudes are always like expect the worst, but like we'll make the most of what happens. But it's
Yeah,
like this is goes beyond we and listen, I gave the last season a freaking 0 or -1. So
yeah,
if that tells you how low my expectations are, and this really shocked me. This was like the most like wow, like this is low, you know?
yeah,
It's wow.
absolutely. Like I like as an example, like when I got Tyrese Maxey from the Thanksgiving mural, I know a lot of people were very upset, saying like, "Oh, this is useless." Like instead of me going into it being like, "Oh, this is useless," I was like, "At least it's not Josh Smith. At least I can kind of make use of Tyrese Maxey." And I actually enjoyed using Tyrese Maxey. Now I have Allen Iverson, but I may still rock Tyrese Maxey as my starting point guard for right now because I actually like Maxey a good amount. Um, this is indefensible. I think
Yeah.
this is just them saying you have to pay. Like, if you want to, like what they could have done if they didn't want people like Harry to get to level 40 in a week, then replace, either reduce the number of MyTeam multipliers and replace it with MT amounts, or
Yep. Yep. Yep.
find
Yep.
some other workaround. The resolution is not giving us 39 useless players. Like, by the time people, you could spend $75 right now to hit level 40, and that Amari Stoudemire is probably not going to have, like, if you're spending $75 in this game to get level 40 today, that Diamond Amari is not going to have a place in your lineup. Like, I just guarantee you. You're just not. Because the people that are spending that much money have much better options at power forward. They're running a guy like a Giannis or a LeBron at power forward. They don't need that Amari Stoudemire with a 75 3 ball. Like, that card's not that good at all. Like, if you're going to give us another Steve Nash and Amari, then give those two a dynamic duo also, because they're not good as, as their own solo entities. They're just not great. But I'm with you, Harry, just to keep it moving. Sticking with the theme of the NBA 25th anniversary, we got this collection today, which I like a decent amount, if anything, only because for the first time, I feel like in a long time, we don't have a big name that's locked behind a collection reward. We have, I mean, one of the best coaches of the 2010s, I feel like, and a New York Knicks legend, Mike D'Antoni. I don't know if you saw his boost, Harry, but he basically gives from the start of the game +4, I think, to 3 ball and to your
Really?
speed. I
That's
think
cool.
he's a really
Yeah.
good card. Like, I think this card or this collection, you can make an argument that's actually worth grinding for, because the rewards you get in Mike D'Antoni is going to be a useful card probably for the next few months. I mean, you're
Oh
not
yeah.
going to really have any cards that come out over the next couple of months. They're not going to have any use from Mike D'Antoni. So I think it's a pretty cool set. I don't know if have you had a chance to look at any players in this collection at all, Harry?
What are some of the players that they added?
So
Just
the
so I can.
diamonds are Russell Westbrook.
Yes, yes, yes. There's something I wanted to add about that, but I'll
Yeah,
let you
go
do
ahead.
your thing first.
Well, all I was gonna say
Oh
was I
no.
like the Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay looks pretty dope. NBA 2K17 was really the
Yes.
last big 2K played up until like 2K22, I guess, or 2K23, whatever the one was that I played before this one. But the Rudy Gay looks really dope. He almost looks like a pink diamond. And the Russell Westbrook, I'm glad that he finally got a card. One thing I want to add really quickly before I throw it over to you, Harry, and if this is your point, I really apologize. I noticed when I was watching people ripping packs today, because people were ripping the base packs for 4,000, and whenever they were getting like a Yao Ming or a Ben Simmons, they were able to sell them for like 10K MT, which was shocking because those are Sapphire cards. So my immediate thought was, well, maybe 2K upped the quick sell amounts for players you pack, which would have been a huge W. And then I went to the player market and I took a look at the prices for these cards. And you'll see right here that, okay, the rubies, right? Ruby Gerald Wallace, 29K. That's awesome.
Yep.
Rubies are actually getting cheaper now. Ruby Tim Thomas, who I got cooked by a dude that had Ruby Tim Thomas on stream earlier today, 29K. Why is a Sapphire Ben Simmons 25K? What are we doing, 2K? What is this? Now, maybe you're doing this because these players are big names, but then you have Emerald Bull, who's 19K. Taco Fall with 25 speed, 19K. Is this 2K's way of saying, hey, go and rip those base packs that are only 4K? Because if you get a Yao Ming, if you get a Bull, and the one thing I'll say is I do like that. I do like that they're making packs more valuable, but I don't like that precedent of, oh, if you want to get these players, go and buy packs. The whole reason I liked the player market was that the prices were somewhat controlled, and the prices didn't seem too crazy, at least for the higher end. But even for the lower end, like Emerald should never be this highly priced. That's all I wanted to say about the current collection. Harry, do you have any thoughts on the 2K25 or the 25th anniversary for NBA 2K23 or 2K24 Season 3? I'm all over the place.
Yeah, a few things. One, I agree these prices are bad for budget players. I think we hit the nail on the coffin on the last one. I think by doing how they do the prices, it makes the higher up players very accessible. Like I look at a diamond Rudy Gay for less than 200K, and I think that's really good. When you look at like a diamond LeBron for like almost $1 million, that's a card I'm considering getting just because Rudy Gay's always been a fun card. But then you look at rubies and amethysts and how bad their prices are in this stage of the game. And they're like unusable, so it's like there's no fun budget cards like there used to be in previous years, so that's not good. I think the idea is really cool in theory. I like the nostalgia aspect of like the Rudy Gay and I'm surprised the Westbrook wasn't the 2K17 one, because if you remember that MVP locker code, 99 Westbrook was a god. So I was surprised. I don't even remember. I played 2K18. I don't remember there being a really good Westbrook, so that was funny. But at the same time, I think HTB might have commented this, and I agree. Like, I feel like if you're gonna do a cool promo to like highlight how great these cards were in the game, I feel like it makes more sense to do them later in the road when they're doing Pink Diamonds, Galaxy Opals, so they can get really good Hall of Fame badges and they can actually replicate how OP they were back in. Because I feel like getting a diamond Westbrook is not going to be as good as the pink diamond Westbrook they had in 2K18 or you know what I mean? So I think, in theory though, I think it's a cool idea, because I think you always look back on those cool cards and you're like, oh, like that, the Hito Turkaloo from 2K19 or whatever it is. So like, that's fun. Maybe it would make sense to do it later on in the year where they could have more of an impact with badges and whatnot. But yeah, no, so those are pretty much my main takeaways. But yeah, no, the Rudy Gay and the Westbrook, I mean, I really want to look at Westbrook gameplay on YouTube because he might be a fun card as well. So I think, like I said, I think the diamonds are a really good price. Like, I think any diamond for under 200K right now is great, especially a Rudy Gay that'll have good longevity on your team.
Yeah.
But I wish the other card, like, no, I feel like rubies should be like 10K right now. You know what I mean? Or something like that, or like 15K.
I mean, I'm honestly okay with these rubies that we got today being 29K. I just don't like that we have like Ben Simmons at 25. And is this not? I'm coming from a position that I don't want this Ben Simmons card. Like, yeah, he's point guard eligible. Like, cool, whatever. But like, I don't really love. Like, I mean, maybe I'll get him eventually down the road if I pack him and then take him into salary cap. But I'm not really all that interested in running that Ben Simmons card. I'm more interested in getting, I mean, if anything, if I'm going to get a card from the set, it's going to be Gerald Wallace, because this card is exactly what I'm looking for at the shooting guard position. And I think, even with it being a Ruby, I could see him being on my team until I get Jimmy Butler. Honestly, he has, I mean, his defense is incredibly good, and he's 6'7", and he has shooting guard eligibility. I mean, this card's going to be an absolute demon, in my opinion.
Yep.
Moving on, the Season 3 rewards. A lot of people, I think myself, Harry, everyone included, we were all hopeful for diamond rewards, and I think it makes sense with Season 3 being the season where pink diamonds are going to be introduced, hence the Jimmy Butler, the Steve Francis that we have coming out as a part of the salary cap rewards later on in the season. We end up getting amethyst. So really quickly, and I want to let Harry start with his thoughts first, but I'm going to just quickly go over the players. As you know, level 40, you get Jimmy Butler. For the unlimited reward, it's Doug Christie. I can go ahead and show these on the screen here as well. The unlimited reward is Doug Christie. The amethyst reward for clutch time offline 50 wins is Otis Thorpe. We have Amethyst Ron Harper for 50 wins in Clutch Time Online. Triple Threat Online, Triple Threat 100 win reward, sorry, regular is Amethyst David West. You have Artist Gilmore for Triple Threat Online at 50 wins. The co-op is Jason Terry, another undersized point guard after we had Harry's favorite player in all the NBA, Raymond Felton. And then we have the token market players, which, you know, I mean, it's cool. I'm sure Harry's going to want to talk about those. So those are the rewards. Harry, any thoughts on any of these players in particular?
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste any breath on the players because it doesn't matter. It could be Amethyst God, and it doesn't mean anything because we should not be getting Amethyst. But I will say, like, I mean, I hate no matter what Amethyst I'm gonna hate on. But of course, they picked the most boring David Wet. Like, come on, these are the most boring Amethysts in the world. Like, even if it was like Amethyst like Shaq or something like that, like at least make it a little bit exciting. But awful. We should not be getting Amethyst. We should not have been getting rubies in season 2. Awful, especially when the level rewards are so bad. Like they took away any excitement of grinding this game mode, because none of the rewards are good. None of them. You should not be getting amethyst. It's like it's so pointless to really play. It seems like it's shocking that they're releasing pink diamonds in the game and we're grinding for amethyst. It's ridiculous. The only saving of grace, and it's not a saving of grace because that would mean that this makes up for the awfulness of these game mode rewards. I am excited that I think the fact, and also the fact that they're upgrading the token market to diamonds and you still can't grind for them for like it doesn't make sense. But I think a Diamond Glen Rice in the token market is awesome. I had the Sapphire Glen Rice, and he was a god. So I think the Diamond's going to be a ton of fun. That's like one of the literally, I think, the only reward card I'm excited for. And it's through the token market, not even through a game mode. So I'm not going to even waste more time on this. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, all I'll say is the players that I was most excited about coming in when I saw the rewards, and again, I use excited very loosely here, were Artist Gilmore, who I just liked because I used them back in the 2K16, 2K17 days. The card's not really good. Ron Harper is my kind of point guard because, again, I really like to emphasize defense, even if that's not really the way that you should be playing.
Is that not the most unexciting like player? Like not even like I know like you might fit your play, but as like a in terms of like a player's like value in my team, you know what I mean?
Well,
Like
yeah,
who's
I mean,
saying, oh,
and Ron Harper,
or, you know what I mean?
Harper's he's the clutch time online 50 win reward, which is kind of
And
shocking.
that's the hardest grind for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
grind.
it's an obnoxious grind. And the thing is, like, you look at this card, you see 96 defensive rating. That got me excited. Then I take a look, 73 ball. I was like, okay, I'm okay with. When I saw the 73 ball, that actually got me excited because I thought, okay, well, if his 3-point rating is that low, then they're gonna give him the Sean Livingston treatment. When we got that Amethyst Sean Livingston as part of the Freaky program, they gave him 90 speed, which was incredible for a 6'7" point guard. They gave Ron Harper the clutch time online reward 80 speed. 8-0 with 80 speed with ball and 80 acceleration. He's 6'6". If I can green threes with Sean Livingston, why do I need this card? Oh, because he's a good defensive player. He has Hall of Fame clamps and Hall of Fame challenger, which is great. But you know what sucks? Having 80 speed. He's not going to be able to do much for me. And maybe, maybe if I were to get him, he'd be great. But I just don't think this card is a worthy reward for 50 clutch time online wins. So to Harry's point, the Diamond Glen Rice in the token market, that's really cool. I'm actually somewhat excited to get this David West card because it's the triple threat offline reward. And honestly, maybe I'm in the minority here. I think you can make the argument that David West in the right system is the best amethyst card among all the rewards that you can get here because he has a 70, he's an 82 3 ball, which why does he have a 3 ball that's 12 points better than Ron Harper? And he has Hall of Fame catch and shoot. And he can play the power forward, and he's going to be a monster in the post. Like, David West is my kind of power forward, so I really like him. And then Otis Thorpe, I think, as well, I kind of like. He's the regular clutch time offline reward, and he's going to be more of like a post guy. So the two power forwards that I like, the two rewards that I like are at the same position, and they're both in offline game mode. So I don't know why they're making the online game modes not as worth it. I mean, I like the Doug Christie for Unlimited. And I mean, I don't think Doug Christie is a reward that's good enough for me to say, okay, I'm going to go and play Unlimited for Doug Christie. But a reward that I may have to end up playing Unlimited for is the Pink Diamond Hakeem Olajuwon that came out. In the blog, the preview that we got from the Courtside Report the day before was that we're going to be getting a Hakeem Olajuwon that's going to be grindable, and I don't have the courtside report in front of me. I have the blog from the following day. But the general phrasing of it was something along the lines of, if you master one of the game modes, then you're going to be able to basically earn this Hakeem Olajuwon. And so I think the majority of people, and Harry, if you disagree, let me know. I think the majority of people thought that if you hit the max win total, usually in any of the game modes, and by the max win total, I mean the win total that you hit where the rewards stop coming. Outside of like the usual ball drop, vault, whatever, a door opening mini game, whatever you want to call it. So like for TT Offline, it was 200 wins, I believe. And so I thought, okay, maybe 200 wins, because that's what the general consensus was for TT Offline for Hakeem. I thought, okay, maybe 200 is not enough. I think 500 is enough where the majority of people are not going to want to go for it because 500 is a lot. But if you really want that card, 500 is doable. Like, it's the holidays. You're going to be able to go out, see family, be with friends, do other things besides playing this game, and still have time to go out and get the Hakeem Olajuwon. What you see on your screen right now are the win requirements that you need, or the point totals, or whatever, in the following game modes. It's just one, but it's a lot in either one or any of the ones that you want to do. I'm going to read them off, and then I'm going to give the floor to Harry to share his thoughts. For Unlimited, you need 22,000 season points, which I think is the most fair of all of them. And again, most fair compared to all of them. Clutch Time Online, you need 350 wins. Triple Threat Online, you need 400 wins. Triple Threat Online Co-op, also 400 wins. Clutch Time Offline, 500 wins. And then Triple Threat Offline, the game mode where the majority of people thought 200. The one where I thought 500 was a very fair but bordering on obnoxious number. They doubled the prediction that I had to 1,000 wins in Triple Threat Offline. Harry, what are your thoughts?
Okay, it's funny too because it goes to show how vague the 2K playbook is, because I took it a complete different way. I took it as, and I think this would have been a healthy way to do it, is you split it into two categories, online and offline, and you have a certain amount, you have a max amount of wins for each type of thing. If you want to focus on online, great, you have all the online modes to grind it for, salary cap, unlimited, and all that. So you can, while you're grinding for level 40, you can be doing these modes and gaining progress. Or offline, you can play Triple Threat Offline, Clutch Time Offline, all these different modes, and make your way towards it. Now they just made it like an entirely separate grind that like is outside of level 40. That's like too much of a hassle to even grind. I think it's one of the 2K things where like they had a solid idea, but awful execution. They always go way too far in making it just an obnoxious grind. Like, I love the idea that like they made it so, all right, you, unless you have like literally nothing else going on in your life and you have the time to do everything, you can go for two really great pink diamond power forward or centers like Garnett and Hakeem that will last you a while and will have long longevity. I think they could have done such a better, there could have been a better way to where maybe the season 3 begins and you actually pick between like an Emerald, KG, or Hakeem, and that's your card, and you can evo it up throughout the grind, and that's your card. You keep evoing it up to pink diamond. There were so many cool ways to do it, and now it's too much. It really is. Like 1,000 games of Triple Threat Offline, like 500 game, or what is it, 400 games of co-op. It's too much. Like how do they expect anyone who has a normal life, who works or has school, to get level 40, to get this Hakeem, to get the Garnett? Like, I like the idea that they really make you pick, unless you like you want to do both, which people will do. But I like the idea that you have to really pick which one you want to grind for and make your primary thing. But it's too much. It's like I don't even know what else to say. Like, I think it's too many games you have to win, and like I don't know if you mentioned it, but it's like you'd have to win what, like 10 co-op games a day or whatever it is. It's something like that. It's like, it's
you need
too
to win
much.
25 Triple Threat Offline games a day.
That's like, it's like no one does that. No one. Like a streamer who plays 2K all day, I don't even think they'd commit to 25 a day. It's too much. It's like, what are you doing? Yeah. So like, I guess
think I've only seen one person on Twitter who got to 60 wins in Triple Threat Offline within the first couple of hours, or not a couple hours, like first like 6 hours of season 3. I think DFS, which again, no issue with him at all. Shout out to you for grinding all that much. The average person, I mean, this is in a way is kind of like the gauntlet, like with the Clutch Time Online gauntlet for Joe Johnson, more so than the Triple Threat Online gauntlet for Chris Bosh. This reward of Hakeem Olajuwon is like reserved for like the 0.01% of the community. The gauntlet reward, I feel like, is reserved for the people that are genuinely skilled or are very lucky or both, and are able to get to those 15 wins in a row in clutch time to get that Diamond Joe Johnson. This reward is not even skill. There's no skill gap. It's, are you that free? Do you have that much free time?
Do you have Hall of Fame excess time to do,
literally
like,
Hall of Fame excess time, you know,
to spend during your winter break or whatever, or break, or winter holidays where you should be with family. It's like you're gonna say, all right, sorry, mom and dad, I can't spend Hanukkah or Christmas with you. I have to spend my time playing 25 games with Triple Threat offline today. It's like, they just make it so it's not even fun. Like, I love the idea. I think these are great players that you can grind for, that are going to be great for multiple seasons. I think those two are more exciting than Butler, but it's like, come on. It's like we talked about 2K, they either go way too hard at making it where you have to go undefeated, or they make it way too many games to where it's like not even fun. They could have made this such a cool thing where, like, it's just, there's so many other ideas they could have done, but they do this. It's you know, they take every bit of excitement that you could have for MyTeam and they flush it down the toilet.
I know. It's very frustrating. We'll see if 2K ends up updating it, but as right now, it is what it is. Harry and I are going to be live on Twitch as soon as this podcast is uploaded to play some TT Online co-op together. We'll see. I think it would be really fun if Harry and I were somehow able to get the Hakeem grinding TT Online co-op together, but it is such an uphill battle. It really is. And I think
if we do it, it'll literally just be for the fun of, like, getting on. Like,
oh yeah,
it's
definitely.
not, you know
It'll
what I mean?
be like we're in it for the journey, not the final destination.
Like, I honestly, co-op is the only mode I would do this for, and it would only be, and I wouldn't do it like with randoms just to get it. Like, I just care about playing with Jan, and that would be like it would be a cool, like, prize to, like, look forward to getting. But, like, I'm telling you, and I'm someone who will have a lot of time during winter break to do whatever. This is not a grind I'm committing to. I would only do it for co-op with Jan just because it's fun. But I'm not playing 1,000 games of Triple Threat offline. The 22,000 unlimited thing is fair, but it's like, I don't want to do that. Like, 500 clutch time. It's like, come on. It's just, you know.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the unlimited grind, I think, seems doable. I was telling Harry earlier, maybe I mentioned it.
You can and the rewards just for doing that unlimited they're probably the best rewards in the game. So you can get, that's probably the best way to do if you really want to do it. But, like, I'll probably do co-op. I think we could do it. It'd be fun. So we'll see. So maybe listen, be mindful on Twitch, because Jan and I might be on that a lot during winter.
Yeah, nice. I appreciate the plug, Harry. I appreciate the plug.
Of course.
Let's just try to speed it up a little bit because I want to leave us time to play Park and TT co-op. We have the collector level stuff. Don't really care about that. Bradley Beal should not be the 1,000 player card reward. The Evo for Pau Gasol, I don't have him. Harry, you have him. Do you care at all about the Diamond Evo from the Amethyst?
Yeah, it's like a double-edged sword. I think it's great that, you know, the all-time domination, it's such an awful grind for literally nothing. I mean, you get good MT, but that's it. You don't even, like, I forget that I even got Gasol, because even by then, in season 1, an Amethyst Gasol is meaningless. So upgrading it to a diamond is cool, and I think they actually did a good job of upgrading the stats. Like, he has like an 85-3. His badges got upgraded. He has like gold mini magician. So really good job. I think sometimes I Evo cards and you're like, did it even get Evo? Like, but you can tell there's a difference. But again, why couldn't they have just given us another domination? It's lazy. They're just upgrading the card. Like, come on, give us something else to grind for.
Yeah, that's
it's
my
ridiculous.
Big issue too.
That's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like, did they just make all-time domination this difficult, thinking it's going to take them 3 seasons to beat it? Because if they did, that is really, really bad. Moving on, the in-season tournament update. We're just going to be getting the courts, I guess, and the city uniforms, which I guess is cool.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I'm honest, this will be the one thing of positive, because some of those courts are really cool.
Some of them are really cool.
That.
My only counter argument, Harry, there are some courts like the Lakers courts or Lakers court that is all yellow, and it's gonna bring me back to, you know, like this year. I think they just added the ability to hide your opponent's custom court if you want to. The fact that people are gonna be able to put those courts, I don't know if you can hide those courts. But if the colors are
And you
really
you know
obnoxious,
there's gonna be people that use it just to piss people off.
100%, hundred
Yeah.
percent. That said, I would love to get the New York Knicks court because
Yes. Yeah.
that'll
Yeah.
be sick.
100%. Yeah.
Um, Besides that, Harry, I know we were talking about this earlier. The pickup challenges updated. I'm gonna go back to my 2K screen here. The 2K challenge or the pickup challenge updated in season 3, where you can now play. You can see progress 0 of 10, so you can play up to 10 pickup challenge games, and you get different rewards as you progress. So like you start at semi-pro, you get the triple threat door game prize, and every 2 games your mini game at the end of the game changes depending on how how difficult the game is, like difficulty wise. um I think you said that you kind of liked the idea of this, Harry. Is that right? I forgot the pickup challenge, 10 games.
Yeah, I like it. I don't love it, but I like that there's more to do. I think the pickup challenge was always kind of useless. It was like the the forgotten stepson that you had. It's just, oh, you're there, but it doesn't really do much for you. I think like the
Relatable
rewards are
analogy.
yeah, the rewards are just meaningless in a way. And like I said, I hate always comparing it to Madden, but I think Jan and I are cursed with playing Madden because you see stuff like that, and it's like Madden will do like a daily quick sell thing that you can do every day from doing a few things, and even if you get 5K, it's a free 5K. So like it's so easy to do stuff like that in 2K. They're always 50 steps behind, but it's fine. Will I ever do this? Probably not, but it's something to do at least if you have nothing else to do with your life. So I think it's better than what we had before. It's a slight upgrade.
Definitely, definitely. The last thing here, the agendas. As always, they reveal, week by week what the agendas are going to be for, your daily agendas in season 1. Today they started with Amethyst Bill Walton, which I like because I did not know that Amethyst Bill Walton was the last card I needed to complete the perfect build set for Oscar Robertson, which is one of my favorite 2K cards of all time to use. So that's pretty cool. I like that. What I don't like is over the next week, this is the only Amethyst that we can earn, because tomorrow is going to be Ruby Bobby Jones, and then we have Ruby Joe Smith, Sapphire Chris Humphreys, Sapphire Andrea Bargnani, Emerald Daniel Gibson, and then we get a couple of option packs for the NBA in-season tournament. Harry, instead of you sharing your thoughts on these, because I think we can both agree that these are still, while they're better-ish than last season's daily agendas, we obviously want better agendas. Do you have any ideas of how you could rework this? Or, besides the obvious, like, let's put better players in here. Do you have any ideas for how we could rework the daily agendas to make them a little bit better?
I'll even go a step back because I was thinking this today. I was wondering how like 2K could make these like offline grinding and challenges fun to play, and I think I figured it out. And again, I'm gonna compare it to Madden, but I'm gonna explain it in a way where I think 2K can do this better than Madden, because I think they have a good framework for clutch time offline, clutch time online, triple threat. So many different modes that you can play where it's not just 5v5. Like on a Madden game where you play Madden and sometimes it gets tedious because you're always doing the same sort of full lineup versus full lineup solo. I think what they got to do is, and I'd love to hear what you think, and then I'll quickly say this and then we can wrap up. Just quickly take away everything in MyTeam. Just take out take out all these different game modes and do it like Madden, where they'll release like a set of challenges. Let's say for Halloween, these are the Halloween challenges, and it could be maybe 20 challenges, and then you could diversify them where like maybe the first couple games are clutch time games where it's a 5v5 with a 24-second shot clock, and then move on to triple threat, and then move on to like a domination game. Just have diversify, so then it's always something new, and yet it's not just the same every season where, all right, now we're reset. Now I got to play my triple threat games again. Now I got to do my clutch time offline games. Just give us sets of challenges with all of these different game modes that they have that are great ideas, diversified in them. So I think we need more of that. I don't know if you think that would be a cool idea.
No, I think so. I just don't like that we're getting what feels like our players that came out like 2 or 3 months ago, and we're getting these players as rewards. Okay, the perfect build, Amethyst Bill Walton. Okay, that's really nice. Like, I like that, but I feel like we're at the point now where we should not be getting Emerald daily
Yeah,
agenda
yeah,
cards.
yeah,
That just should
definitely.
not be a thing. I would like to see more agendas that involve promos, like more recent promos, like kind of like, again, I know I've mentioned it a ton on this platform, but same face, new place, the legendary path programs we get on Tuesdays. We were able to grind for the entire set on that Tuesday. And I get it now. These sets now include diamonds, and they're going to eventually include pink diamonds. I mean, I think I was really happy that we did not get a pink diamond today. I think they're going to save the first pink diamond for their Christmas promo, and I think it's going to be Kobe. I think Kobe's going to be the collection reward. It makes all the sense in the world. We have yet to get a Kobe card. We've had, I feel like, every other big name, I think, but for the most part, you know.
It's a card I would save up for, so that's an exciting card that I would look forward to getting.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I would save Kobe Bryant as the pink diamond. I mean, if you're 2K, the number of sales you're going to generate with that card, it's going to be incredible. And I think that's like the perfect marketing strategy. Make him your first pink diamond. But I think it'd be really nice if you just go back to the basics. Like, give us those equal chance packs like we got with, I believe, with Dunktober, like we've gotten with Liftoff, I want to say. Give us those, and if you don't want to give us an equal chance pack at the diamonds, just give us like an equal chance, like, I don't know, ruby or higher. At least, because like right now, for example, there's like an equal chance pack in the auction house right now, which part of me almost wants to, or sorry, not auction house, in the pack market, that part of me almost wants to open it, right? Like, you spend 25K and you have like a 45% chance at getting an amethyst or above, which that's not bad, right? Because if you get a ruby, like, I think it's actually solid value. I don't know, have you seen this, Harry? The equal chance pack, 25K, you have a chance at, I mean, obviously it's only players from the collection, and you have a 27% chance of packing a diamond, you know?
No, I didn't know that. I do like that, yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's bad at all. I don't know if I want to rip it. I kind of want to, but then I'm going to go under a million MT.
And this is how many? Can you open it only one time?
Yes, there's only one.
Okay, yeah, I might consider opening that, yeah.
You think should I do it to end off the pod? I kind of want to.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get on MyTeam and open it myself.
All right, well, I mean, you better get on MyTeam because we're about to run some TT Online co-op, my friend. So
there you go.
But yeah, I mean, I guess that's basically it. I'm with Harry on his thoughts on the daily agendas. Look, I think let's end it before I open up this pack. Harry, I asked you the same question as we previewed season 2. We're in season 3. What grade would you give preliminarily for season 3 right now out of 10? From what you know and what you're anticipating.
So I gave season 2 at the beginning, what, a 0?
A 0.
I'm gonna give it a 2. And that's only because of the 1 or a 2, only because of the pink diamonds that you can get. I don't like how the grind for it, I think, is awful, but I think that's the only thing that's keeping the heartbeat of MyTeam going right now. Everything else is so either boring or just horrendous. Like the level 40 rewards or everything they're doing in the game is awful. So I think that's the only thing that's exciting. That's like, oh, that's a cool thing to grind for, even though the grind sucks. So I think it's a little bit better than what we had last season, but it's not good.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd probably also give it a 2 as well. I think things like the battle pass, the basic pass, having nothing but those really bad players, that's awful. Like, if you just start with that, if everything else in the game mode was perfect, the pass alone would make it like a 6 out of 10 for me, because it makes grinding the game.
And given the fact that we're grinding for rubies or amethysts.
Yeah, amethyst. Like, if you factor in the amethyst game mode rewards on top of the level rewards being really bad unless you spend $10 and get the pro pass, it's really, really awful. I'm hopeful. Like, I like the idea of the Hakeem, just like how I like the idea of the Chris Bosh, and I like the idea of the Joe Johnson gauntlets. It's just the execution, I feel like, makes it a little frustrating. But I want to give it a shot. I want to see if Harry and I can get the Hakeem. We're gonna see. Maybe I'll play more unlimited this season. We'll see. There are people that I've seen that have been no-lifing unlimited since the season started about 10 hours ago now, and at about the 5-hour mark into season 3, I've seen people on the subreddit that had 4,000 points already in unlimited, which is crazy to me, because every win is like 300 points or 350 points. So, but hey, credit to them. they're doing their thing. We'll see if I want to play that game or if I value my sanity enough to not do it. If you have no other closing remarks, Harry, I'm going to go ahead and open up this equal chance pack.
Yeah, go for it.
So we're going to spend MT because VC is reserved for my player, and we'll see what we get out of this. I fully expect an emerald, and we get an emerald. We get
look at that.
At least.
Oh
I got
my gosh.
Bull, which I'm actually kind of happy with.
Okay.
So Bull, I mean, again, worst gem tier, but it is what it is. You got to risk it for the biscuit. My pack luck has not been great this year. It really has never been great in my team. But Harry, thank you, man. I appreciate you. We're going to be signing off on this podcast, and we're going to be hopping right into some TT Online co-op. So, yeah, until next time, we appreciate you all, and we'll see you later.